Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video, and I hope you find value in our videos. Let us know the kind of videos you also want to watch or you want to see on this platform as we progress. Today we're talking about conflict resolution in marriage. Let me add that to it. Conflict resolution in marriage. And why is this important? This is important because the way you fight or the way you agree to disagree goes a long way in how your children are also going to learn how to, resolve conflict. So, you want to actually resolve conflict amicably. Reason being because, there will always be conflict. Human interactions, there will always be conflict. Also in marriage, there will always be conflict. So you want to know how best to actually manage, conflicts in your home and in your relationship. Point number one is the fact that you need to be able to listen actively. Listen actively. Very, very important. Active listening. Active listening. Now, a lot of time when people are talking or when your spouse is actually saying some certain things, sometimes you already have something in mind that you want to respond. Now, that is not active listening. Active listening is listening to hear their pain, their perspective, so that you can actually make adjustments. So you are not ready to give a response. You just want to hear what they have to say. Then you are listening to their body language. You are listening to the tone of their voice, the way they are saying it, how important it is to them. So that is basically active listening. Because when you want to resolve conflicts, you just don't, listen and have something in mind you want to reply. It's not gbas. No. You don't resolve conflicts that way. Instead, you listen actively so that you can hear their pain from their tone, from their gesture, and the rest of them, so that you can actually be able to say, oh, so this is what I do. So this is the extent of what I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I will make adjustments as we move on. Point number two, which is very, very important, which I actually, I actually practice in my own marriage, is take a break to cool off. Take a break to just cool off. Very, very important. Sorry about my writing. Sometimes it can look like calligraphy. So take a break to cool off. I love this one because I'm an introvert. My wife is also an introvert. However, I love it because a lot of times in the heat of the moment, anything can go wrong. Something that I've seen marriages, people when they come for counseling, something that would have been averted in the first stage. There are stages to this conflict. There are stages to argument. Something that would have been averted in the first stage, of the argument, of the heat of the moment, because somebody did not walk away or did not just go and rethink and put their words in perspective. They spoiled everything. So that you have to call counselor, call in-laws, call your uncle to apologize, and all of those things. So take a break to cool off. Also in parenting, this is also what we teach. When your child offends you or you find something strange about your child, take a break just to cool off. Don't immediately address the issue. I do this as well in business, in life. I just take a 5 minutes, sometimes a 30 minutes break to go and cool off first, because the response you get or you give after you've cooled off is usually 80 to 90%, sometimes 100% different from the one you give when you have not cooled off. So in managing your conflict in your marriage, you want to always take a break to cool off first of all and put your words in proportion. And like I said, active listening. When the other person is talking, just listen. Listen to understand their perspective, their mood, how deeply they are hurt. So why these two are actually effective strategies to resolve conflict? Let's just share two common mistakes people actually make, common mistakes people make in conflict. First thing first, they bring up the past issues. So a lot of time, and I would say this is actually, very close to the female gender. They usually bring back what you've done 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So one thing you don't want to do is bringing back issues, reminding them of, the past, of the mistake they've made in the past, how da 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 da. So you want to really avoid bringing back, past issues over and over again. And the last point for today, which will be using hurtful words. Using hurtful words. Now, what does this do? This actually escalates the whole thing. Don't use hurtful words. Don't just jump. I see when I counsel couples, and all of a sudden I'm just hearing, you are stupid, you are, a lot of those things. You don't need it, because those things are actually going to make the other person just zone out. When you use hurtful words, the other person just zone out. They don't want to hear what you have to say anymore. So don't use hurtful words in trying to pepper the other person. It's not necessary. So why am I saying this? As couples, we need to learn how to have better arguments, learn how to reach conclusions and agreements easily. There will always be conflict, but the way we manage it is what matters more. Like I said, active listening and take a break to cool off. There are so many other things, but let's just make this video very short that you can actually implement. But like I said, I personally love the take a break to actually cool off. And then you can also practice active listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video so far, so good, please want to subscribe. Also, you want to also hit the notification button so you can see our videos when we actually drop a video. Also, very, very important, make sure you actually like this video so we can actually get more views to reach more people that actually need to see videos like this. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, guys. Cheers.